and skills creation through technology. Ethiopia finishes third in the World Under-20 Athletics Championship in Colombia. Good evening to you all. Very warm welcome to ETV News. I'm Grum Tariq. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said that Labour and Skills Ministry in only 10 months has remarkably structured itself, swiftly and actively delivering on its job and skills creation tasks through technology uptake. Employment is a key priority, and that's why we established a ministry to address the challenge of meeting job creation as well as nurturing skilled labour and individuals with a service attitude, the Premier noted. The Premier underscored that the experience of the ministry needs to be further enhanced and fast-tracked to meet Ethiopia's job challenges. Deputy Chief of the Southern Wing of the terrorist Shane has been captured today. According to the zone's police department, he was arrested in Moyale, Borana zone, on his way to the hinterland. Communications Assistant Officer Inspector Girma Ashu said the suspect was traveling in a vehicle sent to him from Adama when he was arrested today. Welcome back, and you are watching ETV News. President of the Oromia Regional State, Shimallis Abdiisa, noted that the works to export wheat to the foreign market next year are being carried out at Meher Farm. Shimallis and senior officials of the region visited wheat field in Boradogda, Oromia region. During the visit, Shimallis underscored that a total of 6.3 million hectares of land is being cultivated in the region, of which 4.5 million hectares of land is being cultivated with various major crops, including wheat. He expressed that efforts are being made to cultivate 1.6 million hectares of land only with wheat. He further added that efforts are being made to achieve the plan in East Bale and Bale zones, West and East Guji zones that are now being covered with seeds. In addition to spring season farming, seed multiplication preparations are being made to cultivate 1 million hectares of land for summer wheat cultivation next year, Shimallis noted. He said that efforts are being made to embark on wheat export and completely stop wheat import. The deputy head of the Oromia Agriculture Bureau, Getu Gammachu, explained that more than 3.5 million hectares of land, including wheat, barley, teff, corn and pulse crops, have been cultivated with the help of new technology inputs. Ethiopian ambassador to China, Teshome Toga, met with Ms. Lin Huifang, Deputy Director General of the Chinese Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs Foreign Economic Cooperation Center to explore ways to further advance Ethiopia-China agriculture cooperation. During their discussion, Teshome pointed out that the Ethiopian government has prioritized agricultural development as part of its 10-year National Development Plan and emphasized the close collaboration between Ethiopia and China. The Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCACA, framework includes 9 main aims, according to him, and the Agriculture Development Program is one of them. For her part, Ms. Lin Huifang reaffirmed that China will continue to help Ethiopia in a variety of ways, including via agriculture investment, technology collaboration, and product promotion, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia. In another development, Ethiopian ambassador to India, Tizita Mulugeta, has urged Indian Foreign Service Institute to strengthen cooperation with Ethiopian counterpart. The ambassador held discussion with Sarjiv Ranjiv, Dean of the Indian Foreign Service Institute. Recounting the long-standing relations between Ethiopia and India, Ambassador Tizita thanked the Foreign Service Institute for providing consistent long and short-term trainings for Ethiopian diplomats to help them have a full-fledged career in the field of diplomacy. She called on the institute to further strengthen cooperation with the Ethiopian Foreign Service Institute. In this regard, Ambassador Tizita requested the esteemed institute to resume diplomatic trainings that had been suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Dean of the Indian Foreign Service Institute appreciated the friendly and historical ties between the two countries and reaffirmed the commitment to intensifying the engagement that has been offering professional courses for foreign diplomats under the framework of South-South cooperation. Moreover, the Dean said the Foreign Service Institute can accommodate short-term training on bilateral modalities as per request if the country is able to send more than 15 diplomats at once. Finally, the two sides reached consensus to further expand the training programs and strengthen cooperation between the Foreign Service Institute of the two countries by implementing a memorandum of understanding signed on May 9, 2018 in New Delhi. Ambassador Tizita urged Indian Foreign Service Institute to strengthen cooperation with Ethiopian counterpart. The New Zealand ambassador to Ethiopia, Michel Upton, underlines his desire and duty to strengthen people-to-people ties between the two countries. He described Ethiopia as a welcoming and friendly country rich with various natural and man-made resources. The ambassador has also made a brief self-introduction of his family and diplomatic life to ETV languages. Take a look.
Not as well as Ethiopians. Tēnā koutou katoa, no mai haere mai. Greetings and welcome to the New Zealand Embassy. Ko Michael Upton, tōku ingoa. My name is Michael Upton. I'm the ambassador to the New Zealand ambassador to Ethiopia and the African Union. I've been here with my family since August last year, so we've just had just under a year living in the beautiful city of Addis Ababa in your country of Ethiopia. I come from working in the Pacific for many years, so it's quite a contrast to come to live at altitude and to a country with over 100 million people. My background is in community development and social research. I joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs about 14 years ago, working on development and economic development issues. I've lived in the Pacific for the last decade, first in Kiribati and then in Samoa, and then in Kiribati again. So I'm not sure how well you or your audience know the Pacific Islands, but we talk about the Pacific as the large ocean continent with very small islands in between. So you're used to seeing water around you every day. So for me and my family, we miss very much seeing the ocean and seeing the fish. I and my family really enjoy living here in Ethiopia. It's a land of contrast, so there's much for us to learn about. Like New Zealand, Ethiopia has much diversity and unique culture, so we very much enjoy that. We enjoy the warm welcome that we receive and how people make us feel at home and the respect that's shown for us being here. It is saying, what is the most important thing in the world? And it is he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. It is people, it is people, it is people. And for us, our partnership, our relationship is founded on those people-to-people relations. And we believe there's much that can be achieved, no matter that we're far away. And we really, are here for the long term, and we see the importance of Ethiopia as as some people like to call it, the capital of Africa or the home of the African Union. And we wish Ethiopia and Africa all the very best in terms of prosperity in the future, and we believe in the potential that there is here.
Welcome back, and you are watching ETV News. Minister of Tourism Ambassador Nasise Chali highlighted it is pivotal to create more awareness among surrounding communities to protect Ethiopian parks in grave peril. The ambassador made her remark while taking part in tree plantation and environmental protection program, which was held in Babile Elephant Sanctuary. Shagai Matau has the details.
The Babile Elephant Sanctuary, which is located in Oromia region, some 560 kilometers east of the capital city Addis Ababa, is in grave peril due to deforestation, elephant poaching, and a demand for farmland, among others. Tourism expert of Babile Elephant Sanctuary, Gezai Fikadu, indicated that the need for charcoal in the sanctuary is a major cause for deforestation.
There is charcoal production in all districts around the sanctuary. Deforestation can happen for various reasons. Burning for charcoal is the main problem for cutting trees. This puts the sanctuary in great danger, and the elephants are forced to leave the area and make an attempt to attack human beings.
Ambassador Nasise Chali, for her part, highlighted that cutting trees like Babile Elephant Sanctuary is the problem of most parks in Ethiopia, adding that the surrounding community needs to adopt alternative ways of life to resolve the challenge.
As a country, our parks have so many challenges: charcoal grilling, growing need for farmland, and rearing of domestic animals are the main problems. All these can be resolved by creating awareness for the community and make them adopt alternative ways of life.
The Ministry of Tourism and respective institutions plan through seedlings to avert adversities which put challenges to Ethiopian parks.
The Ministry of Tourism, respective institutions, and Wildlife Conservation Authority joined the Green Legacy campaign. The employees of these institutions planted seedlings. These really protects drought and keeps the elephant from disappearance. So we all need to protect barren parks.
In Babile Elephant Sanctuary, 10 to 12 elephants are killed every year for different reasons.
Arba Minch University scholars urged nearby Gamo mountains of Abaya and Chamu lakes should be covered by spalling to save lakes from siltation. Scholars warn that unless serious action taken, tourist destination lakes will disappear forever. Johannes Van Town has the following account.
Lake Abaya and Chamo are the two largest Ethiopian Rift Valley lakes, which are located closer to each other but have strikingly different water transparency. However, recently the existence of the two lakes are endangered due to siltation. Close to 3.4 million tons of eroded soil from Mount Gamo is entered to the lakes every year. Studies conducted by the Arba Minch University indicated that the amount of siltation has become doubled. Scholars warned that the lake's existence is endangered and siltation of the lake is creating a favorable condition for hyacinth weeds.
3.4 million tons of eroded soil is deposited on Chamo Lake every year. This is a large amount of sediment. It is estimated that the amount of sediment entered Abaya is twice as much as Chamo, despite the study has not yet completed. The problem is complicated as the adjacent of Gamo mountain is being eroded and sealed to the lakes.
In addition to the sediment that enters the lakes from the mountains, the soil fertilizer used by the local community are being washed into the lakes. Thus, it has an adverse impact over the quality and quantity of fish production.
The depth and width of the lake is decreasing due to the sediment coming from the hyenas. In addition, the water is polluted with various chemicals, which has greatly affected the quantity and quality of fish production in the lake, which is known for its fish production.
According to the biodiversity protection expert of the zone, as the forest coverage in the area is getting smaller, disasters such as flood, landslide and the like are increasing.
እንግዲህ የጋሞ ዞን ደጋማ አካባቢዎች ተራራማ አካባቢዎች በየዓመቱ
Landslides occur every year in the highlands and mountainous areas of Gamo zone, causing damage to human life and property. The main cause of this landslide is a reduction of the mountain forest cover.
የደን መራቆት በመከሰቱ ምክንያት የመሬት መንሸራተት በየጊዜው ይከሰታል.
According to the World Prevention Foundation, one third of the world's major rivers and lakes are drying up, and the groundwater wells for 3 billion people are being affected. The loss of rivers, lakes, and underground water reserves are impacting the livelihoods of millions of people, hitting animals, farming, and electricity production, as well as threatening to exacerbate climate change further through the release of carbon dioxide and methane.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Addis News Hour with the headline.
Thank you for joining me here at the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa.
Good evening to you all. Very warm welcome to ETV News. I am Grum Tariku.
Good morning, you're watching Addis News Hour, commencing with the headlines.
Remedies for polarized politics affecting its peace and stability. ATV English will bring you fresh stories on the diplomatic arena. Stay tuned.
The National Defense Force said in its latest operation against Al-Shabaab wiped out over 800 militants of the terrorist group, including 24 of the top leadership. Talking to Ethiopian news agency, deployment head and acting security command post coordinator with the National Defense Forces, Tesfaye Ayala, said the terrorist Al-Shabaab group, which tried to infiltrate through eastern Ethiopia, has been successfully wiped out by the joint efforts of the defense and Somali states special forces. Take a look at the following account by Jerusalem Bazaar.
Al-Shabaab has taken advantage of Ethiopia's internal problems to cross the border from neighboring Somalia in unprecedented attacks in recent weeks. However, the deadly incursions by the terrorist Al-Shabaab group, which came beginning July 21, 2022, was fully thwarted by the joint operation of the security force. Ethiopia has long resisted cross-border attacks by Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab, including by deploying troops to Somalia, where the extremist group controls large rural areas in the southern and central regions of the country. Experts say Al-Shabaab, also emboldened by instability under Somalia's previous administration, is seizing the opportunity to expand its footprint and claim responsibility for killing dozens of Ethiopian security force. But the group is also feeling the pressure of a renewed push by Somalia's new government and the return of U.S. forces to the country after their withdrawal by former President Donald Trump.
Al-Shabaab tried to carry out an attack in the areas bordering Ethiopia and Somalia by infiltrating some of its forces in 16 vehicles and some of them crossing into Ethiopia on foot during the dark. The terrorist fighters who tried to infiltrate through eastern Ethiopia were totally wiped out. The latest strike also killed its leaders.
The joint practically demonstrated the heroic deeds of the Ethiopian ground and air forces, as well as the formidability of the Somali state's special force, which served as a rear guard to the armed force. The terrorist group attempted a series of attacks in the border areas of Atoy, Yed, El-Berde, and Wusha, all of which were foiled.
Some 813 militants of the Al-Shabaab, including 24 ring leaders of the group, have been killed during the operation. All in all Al-Shabaab has lost so many of its core leaders in a single operation.
Ethiopia disclosed that heavy weaponry of the terrorist group has also been destroyed, including the trucks and armored vehicles.
In business news, the Development Bank of Ethiopia has announced that it has collected some 10.9 billion birr from the loans it offered to customers during the just ended fiscal year. The bank was also able to bring down the level of bad loans to 17%, excluding projects in the Tigray region. President of the bank, Yohannes Ayalew, told Ethiopian News Agency that the fact that several projects in Tigray went into bad date have been making the year challenging for the bank. However, he said the bank took quick changes to mitigate the problem and was able to reduce the bad loan level in 2021 from 15 billion birr to 9 billion birr in the fiscal year, excluding Tigray. According to him, the bank collected nearly 11 billion birr from loans and earned a profit of 3.8 billion birr during the fiscal year. The bank has planned to collect 14 billion birr from the loans in the upcoming fiscal year by strengthening its efforts. Similarly, the bank has also set to bring down the level of bad loans from 17% in the previous fiscal year to 10% in the current fiscal year.
Lake Langano is located in Ethiopia in Oromia region, exactly 200 kilometers by road south of the capital Addis Ababa, on the border between the East Shewa zone and Aresi zone. And there are many hotels and resorts that you can find by the lake. This one in particular is 149 kilometers closer to the city Addis Ababa. When you come to Langano, I also recommend you to visit Shala and Abiata National Parks. There you will find more than 70 types of wild animals, and you get to visit Shala and Abiata lakes.
Team Ethiopia, who has been actively taking part in the World Under-20 Athletics Championship in Colombia, Cali, for the past 6 days, finished third next to USA and Jamaica. Ethiopia ranked first from African countries and third in the world next to USA and Jamaica, securing 6 gold, 5 silver and 1 bronze medal, bringing in a total of 12 medals. Despite Ethiopia's participation was limited only in athletics, the result gained from the championship is very encouraging. America finished first with 7 gold, 4 silver and 4 bronze medals, in total with 15 medals, while Jamaica finished second in total with 6 gold, 7 silver and 3 bronze medals.